Hello? Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, good. So there are some who like Carnage, and then there's others who like Carnage in large amounts. If you fall into the second category, then 4v4s may be the thing for you. I know a lot of people maybe prefer the 1v1 action for the competitive nature of it, but sometimes if you just want to see a lot of heads roll, or you want to get into it with your buddies, then the 4v4 is the way to go, as long as lag isn't too much of an issue. It can be a factor even in 2020, believe it or not. But we got in a couple of pretty decent matches without too much lag, so I'm here to share those with you. And yeah, we just had a good time. So me and my buddies are playing a coordinated murderous force of dark elves. Um, So let's try and go over these lists and dissect exactly who was playing what. You know what? Let's not. I don't remember. I'm the yellow. I'm the yellow. I'm the yellow guy. No, I'm not. Am I? Yes, I'm the yellow. I'm this guys. These ones over here is Sadao. This is me. Uh, this is Vipa with the bolt throwers, and I think Doom was playing. Yeah, Doom was playing the Beastmaster. So those are the four forces. The Dark Elf Alliance. Me, the yellow over here is yeah, like I said, Sadao. Again, one more time. This is Doom, and over here is Vipa. What are we going up against? We have an Empire force led by Marcus Wolfhart, and also another one by Balthazar Gelt, just very tiny, going very wide. Notable things to keep an eye on here are the Luminarch of Hysh. There are nothing else too crazy over there. There's a Luminarch of Hysh that we have to worry about. Here, we've got a General of the Empire on a Flying Mount, and then two Hellstorms that we need to worry about. In the back, an Amber Wizard and Boris Todbringer being played by Gatto. He's a good player. We'll give him credit. And I think Vetri was in here somewhere as well. I don't remember which one he was, but not important. And then I think there was a guy named Monster who's running the double Hellstorm. All right, so let's play this battle. See how it goes. I'm gonna maybe go on fast forward a little bit, at least at the start. So we saw that they're kind of edging towards the corner here, and so what we wanted to do was start by like rotating our forces around and just setting up kind of on the periphery of their artillery range, but just make sure that everything kind of is able to engage at the same time. What we didn't want to happen was like have this part rush in and then this part get in there way later. So fortunately we were on Discord and we were able to say like, okay, Vipa, hold up, we're getting into position, just wait until we're ready to move in, and then once we've kind of established ourselves on the flanks, then we can move in together. So what do we have here? Amber Wizard. Amber Wizard is a pretty cool pick because it has access to Manticore summons, which, did he forget the Manticore summons at home? Oh man, I'm sure that's a misplay. That must be a misplay. Because if you have the Amber Wizard on the Flying Mount, you pop the Manticore summons, you got Boris. I mean, that's an aerial hit squad right there. But without the Manticore summons, you are a little bit thinner. Instead, it looks like I'm assuming this is Ghetto. He looked like he went with the Jade Wizard on foot, which is surprising, unless that Jade Wizard is for the General of the Empire. I don't know. They're all mixed in, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is that Flagellants are being shot right now by Repeater Bolt Throwers. Reaper Bolt Throwers? I will never get that right. It's a Reaper Bolt Thrower, not a Repeater Bolt Thrower, but the Dark Shards... No, these guys have repeater crossbows. So repeater crossbows and Reaper bolt throwers, for those of you who like to be grammatically correct. So interesting stuff here. Hellstorm shooting in at my Scourge Runner Chariot, which in my opinion is a complete waste of ammo. They are pretty much individual entities, not going to do a lot. I was really impressed with how my Scourge Runners were trading shots with the Steam Tank. I tried to keep them moving so maybe they could dodge some cannonballs. Sadao is also helping here with his Scourge Runner Chariots, the Ravagers of Rakarth, and his Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. So collectively, 4 Scourge Runners putting in shots on that Steam Tank, doing some really nice damage. Now Boris and his Amber Wizard had been poking out, trying to get some shots in here, but when they did, I switched my fire to the Amber Wizard from the steam tank and had some mixed success. I think sometimes there's a tendency for these units to shoot at the closest thing. So I think Boris ended up taking a few of the shots, even though I was trying to target the Amber Wizard. But yeah, look at Sadao just chunking down the health on this steam tank. Very nice stuff here. The Jade Wizard can, of course, heal the steam tank, and I would have expected that to happen. But oh, here it's getting Shield of Thorns and Earthblood. But what it really needs is a regrowth, because it is an individual entity. If you want like a max, if you're bringing a steam tank, don't bring Earthblood. Bring regrowth, or bring Earthblood plus regrowth. But the Earthblood didn't do enough to heal him, basically. Now we've got the mainline fight engaging, so I'm going to start skipping around the field here. So what's happening? We've got Dread Spears locking up Spears. Good, fine. Witch Elves are Sisters of Singing Doom. These caught terror, and they're cutting up Spearmen pretty decently. As long as they don't get shot, they're going to be great. The Great Swords would have been a hard counter to the Sisters of Singing Doom, but they are over here fighting Dread Spears, which they will beat anyways, but 2 units over there is probably overkill. 1 unit could have been sent over here to deal with that. What else do we have? We have Spears trying to push through into the back line, but it looks like they got caught up in Halberds. Still not a bad place for the Spears to be. I'm okay with that. And then I have a lot of infantry here that has not engaged, but it's ready to engage, and it will be sort of pushing up soon here as well. On the far side, we've got some Rice Guard getting it, or sorry, Knights of the Blazing Sun getting into the Black Ark Corsairs. Very nice charge there, and very painful one for Vipla to receive. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Demigryph Knights are going to be trading with Colwood Knights, who've received a couple of Chevrons, and some Empire Knights as well. So 2 units of Colwood Knights versus Demis plus Empire Knights. Well, chevroned up Colwood Knights, of course, and the support of Black Ark Corsairs. Should be a pretty even battle across the board. Of course, the support fire from these handgunners should shift the balance maybe in favor of Empire, but I don't know. There's a Hydra lurking nearby, Terror, it's a thing, and there are bolt throwers shooting in at the Demis as well. So we shall see how that pans out. Let's take a quick look at the bolt throwers, what they're shooting at. It looks, I don't know what these ones are shooting at, maybe in the back line to the Rice Guard, and there's 1 unit that's shooting in at these Empire Knights and Demi combo. We'll see, maybe they'll hit some Cold One Knights as well. Back to the live action, we've got Pharaoh Manticore that has been summoned by myself. It's going to break up some crossbowmen, and this Empire of this General of the Empire has been a little bit idle, so I did see an opportunity here to dive my Cold One Chariots or Scourge Runner Chariots into the Hellstorm's rocket batteries and just basically take those offline. A response from my opponent will be coming with the Halberds, so I will need to pull them out. There's another unit of Halberds here, but it was enough to shut them down for a little bit. Over here I do have the Sorceress of Beasts, who is fast enough to tag the General of the Empire, and I do have a flying goon squad of my own. It's a 1-person goon squad called Crone Halibron, plus 2 Manticores in the back, which will be able to take the fight against the General of the Empire. So I am kind of waiting my opportunity to do that, but I want to make sure that a lot of the missile play from the Empire is shut down first before I do that. Some Flagellants are going to get in on some Dread Spears, and they'll do very well there cutting up Dread Spears. Already this unit's lost a good chunk of its health, especially with the charge bonus. And it looks like Empire is stabilizing that back line just a little bit. But over here, free damage coming in from me from the Manticore plus the Beastcaster. I sent the Beastcaster in there to just provide some support damage for the Manticore, stabilize its leadership, and also get a speed snare basically on the General of the Empire in case he wanted to pull out. Now it looks like the General of the Empire has just been like basically ravaged, and he didn't try and kite that at all, so maybe a bit of a micro mistake there from the Empire player. And the summoned Manticore I sent into the missiles just to suppress them for a little bit. I probably could have got the rear charge on the General of the Empire and just broken him off, but I don't know, I just didn't want to be shot while I was fighting him. I have to be really aware of that whenever I play as Helibron. Over here, we've got a big fight between Marathi and Mr. Boris Todbringer, but I really like Marathi as a pick against the Empire, because Empire tends to bring these flying mounts who like to play like interrupt style, soak a lot of damage, and run away, heal up, come back. And Marathi just doesn't do that shit. She's like, no, if you're gonna try and run away, I'm gonna be whacking you in the back the whole way because I'm faster than you, so deal with it, buddy. And that's exactly what's happening here. So I suggested this to set out. The Master plus Marathi combo would deal really well against this type of playstyle, and it did. It really did. it paid off. Luminarch of Hish, it looks like it was shooting there, got whiffed a little bit here. General of the Empire is escorted off by Doom with his Beastmaster, but the Beastmaster is a little bit deep here and he doesn't have access to heals, so a little bit of payback coming in from the Empire. Marcus Wolfhart's probably going to finish him off with that focus shot. If it goes off, there's the Luminarch as well, and of course all of his shooting here. Way too much shooting for this Beastmaster to deal with without an infantry screen. The Amber Wizard is going to escort him off the field. Over here, Demigryph Knights have responded to the presence of my Manticores that I've been sending after the Jade Wizard and kind of diving into his backline. And let's check in on Vippo over here. How are things going on his flank? So he's got the bolt throwers are still online. He's got 4 bolt throwers, which is a brave play against Empire, but it can throw people off guard, I guess. Knights of the Blazing Sun are taking the shots from the bolt throwers. It looks like there's still a bit of an infantry screen that was able to deal with some halberds over here. These ones are a bit open if there was some knights to put in a charge, but not too much. In the back, there's some demis who are facing the wrong direction. I'm not sure why. How did the Cold Ones do against those demis in the fight? I don't know. Maybe a wash. These Cold One Knights, it looks like they ran away, but they rallied, and it's probably the same for these demis. So I guess neither one of them liked it in that blob fight. This master is getting fully surrounded. I'm expecting him to go offline soon, even though he'll put up a good fight, but he's not going to win that. It's too much for him to deal with, I think. The bolt throwers are on spread shot though right now, not single shot, and they are shooting at individual entities. Sorry, at large targets. So if you are the Dark Elves, you probably want to switch your shots to the single shot so that you can get max value against the large targets. Amber Wizard is right on the edge of the map, kind of a dangerous place for him to be in, because if he does take any damage, he's going right off the map. And a few units of the Empire are just being escorted off the field, or like are close to breaking and whatnot. But Hellstorms, like the batteries, are kind of in this position. They were both in the same place. So now that we have control of that position, it's going to be really hard for them to sort of reman them. And we have a few tools here, some Witch Elves and other things that are going to prevent them from just easily kiting us. The Manticores and the Ravagers of Rakarth are doing work on all of the shooting and infantry, and there's no light mage that I can see. There is a Luminarch of Hish. This is not the ROR one, though, so it does not have access to the net. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Over here, both throwers are chunking down this steam tank, and it's almost done. But again, Vippa's got it on the spread shot, so not getting max value from his bolt throwers. Some of them were on single shots, some of them are not. But anyway, still enough to finish off that highly depleted steam tank, who took a lot of damage from earlier on. Over here, Crone Hellebron is just going crazy on everything. Witch Bruin herself not even giving an FUC. And there's other letters that are involved in that word, but I'm not going to say them on the live stream. And then the Dark Riders take out the Hellstorm rocket battery. So yeah, basically everything is just being escorted off the map. Balance bar is still like fairly even. It's not completely gone, but Empire just doesn't have enough cavalry, I think, to kind of interrupt and pull back. Now, if you are playing Empire against Dark Elves, one unit that is like a nightmare for Dark Elf players to deal with are Pistoliers. If you bring 3 Pistoliers, there's very little on the Dark Elf roster that can effectively deal with that, because the high foot speed and the decent range, they can outrange a lot of other stuff, and they fire while moving, allows them to shoot the Dark Riders with repeater crossbows and kind of get out before the return fire comes. So yeah, they're really a nuisance. But Hellebron's going to finish off this general of the Balthazar Gelt. I also killed the other general of the Empire a little earlier on. And this one over here, Marcus Wolfhart, is getting attacked by Malkith on foot and the Death Hag. So that's Vippa going to work here on this general of the Empire. And I think that's pretty much it. So congrats to the other players on my team. This one goes to the Dark Elves. Nice stuff. And we're going to get on to the next match, which was featuring a lizard compendium. So a lot of lizardly licks. Big tongues everywhere. Just lots of tongues. We've got myself playing Last Defenders, Doom playing Cult of Sotek, Sadal playing Itza, and Vippa playing the Spirit of the Jungle. And we were going to get Monster, Dr. Robotnik's, Syl Delwar, and Who's Your Daddy. And just for the record, for that last game, I know I'm doing this out of order, but because I didn't say the names properly, it was Monster playing the Empire with Ghetto, Vetri, and Belafonte. So good games to you guys. That was fun. Let's do the lizard game. So we wanted to go with a bit of a wide army here. Sorry, someone was messaging me from work. I just had to reply. So we wanted to go with a bit of a wide army here, displaying all of the sub-factions of the Lizardmen. We've got the Ancient Salamare, Skink Priest, and Tehenawan over here. We've got Gorok, Skink Priest of Heavens on the... is it this Engine of the Gods? I don't know. It's a big, powerful thing. And then Bestowed on Revive Crystal, and then we have Bestowed on Revive Crystal with Skink Priest Beast, Krokgar, and then Big Daddy Shredder of Lustria with Nakai the Wanderer. No support heals for the Shredder, which is a little bit of a gamble in my opinion. But there are some, I think there's some damage resist buffs from, is it Nakai that can drop these? Physical resist area, that will affect the Feral Carnosaur, just make him a little bit harder to bring down. Miasma Despair will make stuff harder to kite the big dude as well. So we'll see how it goes. Lord Croak can drop some pain as well. So Skinks are going to get erased in the early fight here. This one is a close match, by the way. I did nice Chill Blade, whatever, coming from Malekith, just buying a little bit more time for his shooting. He probably could have dropped that once they got into the Dark Shard range. Like you see the Dark Shard range is here. He could have dropped it there. It would have given the Dark Shards a bit more time to shoot, but the Ravagers are going to work here. The Ravagers, I think, could have been thrown into melee and hit this Skink line really hard. Like this Skink line never should have made it to the front line. Because... yeah, I mean, you got 3 units of skirmishers. You can get in there and get out. Malekith can also dive that and just break it. Like the Terror will break those super easily. Over here, there's a lot going on here in this initial thing. I'm taking shots from the Hellstorm in my infantry corps here, and I knew this was going to be painful deploying mid and pushing mid, but someone had to take the hit, so I was willing to do that. It also looks like, I think this is Sadao. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is Sadao. He was also being pretty aggressive here. And then there are the other Lizardman force. I don't know if this is Vippa or I think it was Vippa. Not sure, is taking the long and methodical approach going around. But early on, actually, it does look like we're slightly ahead in the balance of power, but not super much. Over here, Stegodon taking some shots from the bolt throwers, kind of trading shots with the bolt throwers. I do have heals from my Bestowed on Revive Crystal, so I was like, cool, I'll just heal the big guy. The bolt thrower will not heal its artillery pieces, should be okay. Early on, I did try shooting the archers, didn't work for me. So I was like, okay, I gotta shoot more like single entities. So I'm experimenting with this Stegodon, but it seems like it does better against individual entities than and like large targets than archers per se. So I did summon a Pharaoh Manticore. I will be diving that into the stuff shortly. Over here is Disaster for this Lizardman army. Just not the right tools, I think, to deal with this. Taking a lot of fire from Empire plus Dark Elves, and interrupts across the line, I think, have just shattered these the very thin front line of Skinks and other things. So the Skinks got a little bit ahead of Nakai and the Sacred Crocscores, and of course the Shredder of Lustria, which is not there yet. Well, it looks like I'm failing on my micro of that Manticore, so at some point I'm going to have to use it, but so far, really big micro mistake not getting it into combat a little bit earlier. So what about on the far right? So on the far right, things are going a little bit better for us, as bad as the far left is going, because it looks like, I mean, this army over here almost got 2v1 with the Dark Elf plus Empire, but this army is kind of the opposite story. It's almost a 2v1 versus the Skaven, and like the High Elves are getting pressure from 2 armies as well, so we are sort of making inroads in the middle. On the other hand, the shooting from these handgunners is really punishing, and I don't have much to deal with that right now. There's my Manticore. I didn't completely fail on it. I dove it down into the Evil Bolt Thrower, but it got whacked on by Tyrion and shot, and that was mostly a fail. I'm not going to lie. But Stegodon just pushing Ikit Claw out of the way, saying, no sir, you may not be with the rest of your infantry. And Gorok is going to cut Ikit up if he can get in there a couple of nice whacks. So that would be good stuff. Balance Bar is now in favor of our opponents. Council Guard, Storm Vermin, other things are with a unit of White Lions. That's kind of a hard killing pocket. This Bastilled Solar Engine is going to go to work trying to get into these Warlock Giselles and do some damage over here. Meanwhile, I've got some Swords Warriors engaged with Swordsmen. That's a good spot for me. Nakai is about to get tagged with some Witch Elves and probably messed up pretty badly from shooting at other things. 3 Hellstorms are plowing my infantry over here. It's super painful. Well, it looks like they're also shooting these Sacred Croxagores. They should probably focus on infantry, but maybe he already killed most of my infantry. I don't have much left. I do have my Stegodon that I pulled back because he was taking a lot of damage from the Bolt Thrower. And I'm like, can I bring Krokkar into this fight somehow, some way? I really wanted to use him, but at the same time, there was just so much shooting, so I was really struggling to find a place where he would have a home. So, I mean, fighting Malkith, if you could get a counter charge on Malkith, that would be good, but Malkith hasn't landed, and the Dark Elves are screening with 3 units of Dark Rider, of the Scourge Runners, which is, really tough for me to get in, get in range, I guess, any value with Krokkar with what I have. But fortunately, the lizards are able to summon the power of the skies, like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, and just erase most of the unit of swordsmen, clear away these Council Guard with Stormbringer, and at least buy a little bit of time. But guns are still shooting, and they are putting a lot of damage into Nakai the Wanderer. Meanwhile, Tehenna is going to get in on Balthazar Gout, do a lot of damage there. That's a nice pickup, potentially. And if they can take the Empire leadership, then it's going to make the terror that the Lizard can deliver just that much more powerful. Shots continue to go into Nakai. I think priority target probably should be Tehenna. He has a pretty small HP pool, and he's very, very squishy. So if I was the Empire player, I would have shot Tehenna first, then dealt with Nakai afterwards. But that's just me. Hey, remember how Gorak was beating on Ikaclaw? Well, Ikaclaw's gone, so that's a win for us, right? Balance bar is super even, so this right flank is very much in favor of them, but the left flank is in favor of us. The only good thing really for us is that this Hellstorm is getting kind of low on ammo. So I did try and chase these Scourge Runners in a foot race, because actually Nakai is Gorak is deceivingly fast. He can get up to 101 speed, maybe more. He's got the swiftness of Itzel, plus 36 speed, and he's got vigor, and did he have full signature? No, he doesn't. I guess not. But anyway, plus 36 speed is a lot. 101 speed, he should be able to catch, in theory, the Scourge Runner Chariot if there's nothing obstructing him, even with poison. Not sure if it's shooting him, but the Dreadspear screen did come over here and prevented me from kind of finishing that charge. So I was like, oh no, that's super sucky. But yeah, over here, a couple of things that are being rotated over to shoot on me. I was like, oh, this is not going to end well for me. I got 3 Scourge Runners that are just completely screening Gorak, Krokkar, and then I've got my Reviv Crystal without support of any infantry. Malkith is over here. I'm like, that is not going to end well for me. But fortunately, balance bar is starting to shift in our favor, because as badly as things have gone over there, this right flank is doing really well. So maybe getting a little bit of a carry here from Vip and Sadao. Ancient Salamander still very healthy, still with a lot of ammo. He can definitely shoot Ikit and get him off the map. It looks like he's shooting it to Skaven Slaves, which is not where he should be shooting, but you know, stuff is happening. It's probably a late night game. Over here, the King Priest of Heavens has gotten into the Giselle line with the support of the Bastilled Reviv Crystal, able to break free of the Council Guard. So fortunate position for these guys to be in. And over here, the Hellstorms have been pulled off temporarily from the batteries, but it looks like they're going to reman these batteries with the help of the Steam Tank, who was able to brace against this Bastilled Solar Engine and continue to shoot it. So down it goes. Dark Riders with repeater crossbows, not to be confused with the Reaper bolt throwers, different, are able to take that off the field. So in the back line, we got a big fight going on here. I am going to, I've been just repeatedly getting tagged. There's Doom Bolts and all kinds of other things going in, or Krokkar. I was like, you know what, I'm going to lose this guy probably from shooting or whatever else anyways. I might as well just try and tag Malkith, put in what damage I can. And actually pretty good damage. One charge from Krokkar with Deadly Onslaught chunked him down almost to 25% HP. So he went down, but he dished it out before he went out, so I'm okay with that. He did bait out a Soul Stealer from Malkith. Of course, that is going to break my Bastilled Reviv Crystal, but a Soul Stealer on just one target, not going to get a ton of value from that Soul Stealer. It was kind of a desperation cast on the Soul Stealer, and unfortunately, Krokkar rallied for me, so I was like, okay, debating here, what do I do? It says he's breaking, but do I shoot the Hand of the Gods, in which case he'll be considered in combat, and then he'll get the leadership penalty and continue to run away again, or do I just try and run away, pop some heals, whatever? I was like, gonna shoot the Hand of the Gods. I think he's gonna rally soon. There he goes. Yeah. And I just want to show. I want to highlight this because this was like, it was crazy damage. Look at this Hand of the Gods come in here. Mostly Malkith dodges it, but yeah, there he goes. He just breaks, but man, get chunked. So I should have used both of the Hands of the Gods on Malkith. That would have gotten me a ton of value. Anyway, Scheme Priest of Heaven's going to do what he wants with the Salamander. Salamander diving in here, going into melee. He still has shots, but I mean, if he can tie up handgunners, great. Very strong unit. Tyrion's going to kite, try and come back here, shore up his line. But these handgunners needed to be spread out. That one Salamander was able to tear out 2 units of handgunners. That's a really big win for the Lizardmen over here. Shots from the Hellstorm still going, still have ammo, which is a little bit surprising, but they are pretty low and they're also wavering. These guys need to be spread out, the Temple Guard and Source Warriors, because the Hellstorm is netting double value by tagging both units at once. In the back, Bestowed Reviv Crystal looks like it's been erased, probably from the Steam Tank, which I imagine was sniping it. Shredder of Lustria is in the back line though, still alive. So looks like, I think Doom was playing with this guy. So look, I mean, he started on the far side of the map. He's done the full, like, I don't know, the full journey. And yeah, everything is being slowly erased off of the field. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. I think you can see which way this is trending. Some charges here from the Scheme Priest of Heaven is going to get into the Hellstorms. And at this point, I think it's pretty much cleanup. So good game to our opponents. It was a really fun one. I think the Chariots were super effective and difficult to deal with. I did try and pop my first Hand of the Gods on the Chariots just to test it out and see how it would do and if it would kill any unit models. It didn't. But against Malkith, it was super effective. So my recommendation is if you are bringing Kroq-Gar against the Dark Elves and you don't know whether to shoot the Chariots or whether to shoot Malkith on a dragon, let's say, shoot Malkith on the dragon because it's a lot of damage and, you know, that's an N of 1. I've tested it once on one shot on either, but in game, that's my experience. Okay, take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Bye.